I will be showcasing some of history's forgotten people who played important parts in history. Parmenion. When you think of the Macedonian Empire and people attributed to its quick rise to power, you would normally think of Alexander the Great. While he will go down in history as one of the best military strategists, he could not have defeated the Persians or others without help from some of his generals. Most notably Parmenion. Parmenion did many things, like winning the Battle of Granchius by delaying the attack. Parmenion was always able to counter the Persians' attack. William Marshall. William Marshall is a knight who in medieval times was a very well-known person, serving 5 different kings. He was also, for some years, the glue that held the country together. When Henry III was a kid, King John died, so William took over. He is also partially responsible for the Magna Carta. On the 14th of March 1219, a now 72-year-old William was on his deathbed. William was named and is arguably the greatest knight ever. Isabella of France. Isabella was the wife of Edward II of England. She was born in France, and like so many royal marriages, it was to strengthen ties with England. She spent a long time trying to help Edward keep his cool and mediate conflict. She traveled back to France where she met up with Roger Mortier, and together they got an army to overthrow Edward II. After 3 years, Edward III came and put an end to her rule, executing Roger and letting Isabella live out the rest of her life. Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta was a traveler and scholar. He set out from his home of Morocco when he was 21. He actually traveled the most out of any person in pre-modern history, with 73,000 miles traveled. This is more than 4 times more than Marco Polo, who traveled just 15,000 miles. Originally just going on a pilgrimage to Mecca, which would take 16 months. He ended up not coming back for over 20 years. He crossed 44 modern countries, but also many countries or kingdoms that don't exist today. And while many think that he exaggerated his travels, there are still important records of the medieval world, giving insight into cultures, places, and people of the 14th century. Even if some of the details are disputed, his travels remain valuable. Jan Žižka, 1360 to 1424, was a Czech military leader who went undefeated in his career. Jan basically created tanks by taking armored wagons and adding muskets to them. He defended Prague from crusaders and even defended against the Holy Roman Empire.